Yeah. Hair flip, yeah, I'm a badass bitch. I don't like it. Hair flip, yeah. Oh my god. So you guys should be happy. Oh my goodness. Hair flip. But anyways, hair flip. Hair flipping on these hoes. Hi.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to your boy Sean Davey Way. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe on the way in. Tap that bell if you would like to be notified of all of our future content. Today I bring you another video on Tiffany Haddish and all of the people that are coming forward thus far, publicly, celebrities that are defending her. Now, there's no defense as of now for Aries Spears. It's more so of people trying to throw him under the bus. But for Tiffany Haddish, there has been some people that came forward in her defense. A lot of people expected Kevin Hart to be one of those first people because he has been working with Tiffany very closely within the last years and has put her in a lot of his projects and whatnot. And then Jason Lee. Everyone expected Jason Lee to say something because they know how close Jason and Tiffany Haddish are. But there's an unsuspected person that is coming forward in the defense of Tiffany Haddish, and that would be Brat. So we'll get into that too. And also, there are rumors going around that Tiffany Haddish and the mother of Jane and John Doe were in a lesbian relationship. What? So we'll get into that too. So without holding you any further, let's get right into Tiffany Haddish. Brat defends Tiffany Haddish, Aries Spears. Brat's quote, "I don't believe it." Black Twitter is going in on Brat for defending stand-up comedians Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears against CA allegations. A 22-year-old woman filed a lawsuit against the comics on Tuesday on behalf of her 15-year-old brother. The plaintiffs, who are identified as Jane Doe and John Doe, in the complaint accused Haddish and Spears of making them perform acts in several video skits without their mother's acknowledgement, knowledge, or approval. Brat quotes, "I don't believe it," said Brat on Friday's Ricky Smiley's morning show. Here's Brat's full quote. "They're trying to tarnish their image for some reason. I can't see Tiffany Haddish I can't even see Aries Spears doing something like this. They know what they have to lose. This is crazy. I hope that I'm right. This is some crazy blogger with no life and just wants some attention. And this is gonna go away." Clearly, Brat didn't view the disturbing video that's currently making its rounds on Twitter. Sidestep, Brat, you don't know Tiffany Haddish or Aries Spears. You may have met them, but you don't know them. And clearly you haven't seen the videos either, because if you have, lesbianist, you wouldn't have this opinion. And then again, Brat, you also state that I don't see them doing this because they know what they have to lose. Brat, didn't you know what you had to lose inside of that bar when you took that bottle and threw it at that bartender, at that young lady that you threw, that young black woman? Remember when you threw that bottle and cracked it over her head? Remember that? Didn't you know that you had a lot to lose prior to doing something like that? But you still did it though, right? Yeah, right message, I guess. Definitely wrong messenger. Let's get into some of the comments that Twitter had to state. Hashtag Brat basically said those kids are lying on hashtag Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish without any facts or information. Taking up for celebs just because you are one is a bad position to take. I cannot agree more. There's a video of Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears doing things to children. How can Brat sit there and deny that? Black people get on my nerves. Black people love protecting P words, just like the video evidence of R. Kelly doing the same-ish. Brat, this will be a time I would tell you to fall back. I mean, you still haven't even paid your own lawsuit, but you want to give opinions on other people's lawsuits? Mind the business that pays you. You should have just simply said, hey, we'll see. I don't know. I met them. I like them both. You know, I don't necessarily see this behavior happening, but, you know, hey, I guess we'll see. You could have just simply said something like that. That's not against them, but it's also not necessarily for them. We'll let the judge and jury be the judge and jury, meaning when they go to court and whatnot, we'll see what unfolds. Until then, you know, I'm just gonna keep liking them, because as of right now, I don't know, or I haven't viewed anything. I don't know. It's a crazy, bizarre situation. You could have said something like that. You've done no fact checking. You have not viewed any of the videos or anything. So it's like you would be putting your foot in your mouth, because I would hope the Brat would see these videos that have been done and not agree with them. Because if the Brat still looked at it like, oh, that's no big deal, that says a lot about the Brat. If she would be okay with the exploitation going on in those videos, especially with these minor children, I find it disgusting. But let's get into what Tiffany Haddish, dear friend Jason Lee, had to say about this situation. Jason Lee posts to Instagram. This post is to make two things clear. One, I will be addressing and reporting on Aries Spears' comedy skit that aired in 2013 and has caused outrage 9 years later. And two, to be clear that I love and support Tiffany Haddish. We can all agree the video that many of us saw years ago is cringy and made in poor taste. But are we canceling someone who is the subject of an extortion play? Nah. Big facts coming soon. Follow Hollywood Unlocked. Shout out to Jason Lee for defending his friend, because at the end of the day, this is his friend. But again, Jason, we just had this conversation on a past show with Wendy Williams and separating the friendship from gossip and using things for media. If I was Tiffany Haddish and I was going through these things right now, I wouldn't want them to be publicized, especially by my friends. When I talk to my friends, I want to just talk to my friends, meaning the conversation is left between you and I, not I tell you information or I tell you what's going on and then you go take it on your blog or to YouTube, or somewhere like that. I would be upset, but that's just me. I wouldn't want you putting any energy or anything. I wouldn't even want to involve you as my friend. I would prefer you just keep doing your job and keep making your money and keep getting your coin. I understand this is a big story, but people also have to think about, if they're going to court about this, there's only so much that Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears can say without implementing themselves, because we have them red-handed. With those videos, it's red-handed, so there is no speculation. This did happen. So it is hard to speak on, but it doesn't mean that you can't speak at all. And once again, this is Tiffany's story, so Tiffany needs to be speaking this on her own. Now, if she's going to go on Hollywood Unlocked or wherever Jason is planning on divulging said information, if she's going to be there too speaking for herself, then I'm cool with that. But Jason, you can't speak for her. She has to speak on her own. If her attorneys can't clear this up, neither can you, Jason. That's all I'm saying. So it's better to just let her assist her, support her. I understand they are friends, so I can't take that from them. And honestly, Tiffany has not been found guilty of anything as of yet, besides the red-headed proof that we got. But the court system and the police department and all of that, they need to get involved, and they have not prosecuted her, arrested her, brought up any charges on her. None of that stuff has happened. So in the eye of the public, she's technically innocent, but with social media and the videos that we have, they are guilty. So it would be better if they spoke for themselves, because nobody can speak for them in this moment. If they don't agree with what's going on, if they don't agree with the message, if this was not what it was intended, if this was innocent, if it was not in a negative or have malice type of way, they need to state that. Tiffany and Aries, nobody can speak for them. There are many actresses and actors in Hollywood that take on roles and mentally it destroys them later. No different than Heath Ledger with The Dark Knight and so many other people that get caught and trapped inside of their roles. Michael B. Jordan was Killmonger almost a year or so after the role in Black Panther. It's hard because you literally eat, breathe, and sleep these roles. So you become the person, because when you're in character, you're literally in character. It means who you are, how you grew up, your morals, values, all of that stuff is removed. All your identity is gone. You are now taking on the identity, the entity, basically removing your soul and adding the soul of that person that you're trying to play inside of you. And it's hard to break role. So when this young boy, 7 years old, doing a skit, and they literally call it Through a P Word's Eyes, imagine how that could affect him psychologically. People don't think about these things. They just see like, oh, well, it's just acting. It's no big deal. Yes, it is. He was in the mind of a victim. The little boy was placed as a character that was being abused by a grown man. Okay? So it's literally living it. When you play a role, you live that role. You live that character. And it's hard to break. That's why Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears could have hired an adult to play that role, because adults know better. They can define the two, and sometimes they can't. Sometimes they merge. So Tiffany and Aries knew what they did was wrong, because they knew they would have never gotten a parent's permission to do something like that. They just, what parent is going to say, yes, you can use my kid? No. Most parents are going to say, no, I don't want my kid to be a part of nothing like that. Do y'all have anything else that they could do? But instead, I'm going to take this kid and use them without the parent's permission to do something I know is bad, something I know should not be done. And then Jason Lee stating that this has been a 9-year extortion attempt. So we shouldn't cancel somebody because they're being extorted. Jason, they have went to court before, all right? Here's the issue, Jason. Come forward with a document or a contract stating that Tiffany Haddish had permission to do what she did. Come forward with that. A document on Tiffany or Ari Spears, that a contract, an ironclad contract that stated that they have permission to do what they did. They did not. That is the whole problem. This will be a completely different scenario if Tiffany Haddish was upfront with the parent and let the parent know what was going on. She did not. That is the whole reason that Tiffany and Aries should have gotten arrested. Technically, I feel like they should have, because you are taking my child. If you tell me you're taking my child to Valley Fair or to Disneyland, and I found out that you actually took them and did something completely different, you had them in a bar, or something like that, you did not have my permission to do that. So if people are in a strip club and you got my kids with you in a strip club after you told me you were taking my kids to Disneyland, it makes it seem like to the spectators or the people that are there that you have my permission to do this. You have my permission to bring my kid into this adult bar. You have permission for that. No, you don't. You absolutely do not. So it reflects on the parent instantly. And Jason, the mother of Jane and John Doe, did not see the actual footage until around 2017, 2018 is when she actually saw the skit. She had been asking since 2013 to see it. Your friend, Tiffany Haddish, told the woman, I don't have any copies of it. Here's the problem with Tiffany stating that she didn't have any copies of it, Jason. She still did not tell the mother what happened in the skits. Why? Why would your friend Tiffany, since these people are just trying to extort her, why wouldn't she just tell the woman what was inside of the skit? And then Ari Spears lies to her and tell her that it's still being edited. And then from it's being edited to we're not going to use it because your son was uncooperative, and you look at the skit yourself and see that he was completely cooperative. Why would he lie to this woman and tell her that they didn't use it and they wouldn't use it? But he did the whole time. It had already been on his website, all of that stuff. So while the woman was calling and asking him about the footage, it was on Funny or Die. It was on ariespears.com. So Tiffany knew all of that. She could have easily told the woman, Jason, your friend Tiffany could have easily told her, it's on Funny or Die, or it's on ariespears.com. She could have easily told her that. She didn't, because she didn't want her to know what happened to her children. Tiffany did not want that woman to know or see what happened in that skit, because she would have never given Tiffany permission to do so. She would not have done that. Okay? She wouldn't have. So you got to be able to explain all of these things, and you can't. Only Tiffany can. Tiffany never told that woman again what was in that skit or pointed her in the direction to where she could find it, because Tiffany knew that regardless of Aries committing all of the acts, more so, she was guilty for bringing them there. She was allowing it. She was the mother without being the mother, giving consent. She was Auntie Tiff. And Jason, Tiffany also needs to explain why the relationship ended after 2013. She had been talking to the family for years, calling on birthdays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'm going to keep stating this because it's important. Why did the relationship end? These are children. It's not like her and two adult kids now got into it on set and then she kind of just stopped talking to him after that because now they're talking about all this stuff from when they were kids and all of this. No, Tiffany literally cut off children. Why? That's not a coincidence, Jason. It's not. When they come forward and state what happened to them and the proof is in the pudding in the videos because it actually happened, why did she end the relationship? Besides guilt, because she knows she was wrong. She should have never had those kids over there doing nothing like that. She should have never put them in harm's way. She shouldn't have done any of those things. And to end the connection, she wanted it so that people don't really know who they are and be able to attach themselves to her by removing herself immediately. There's no public pictures, there's no this, there's no that. She knows that they're staying anonymous, so it's easier to kind of get away if you do it immediately instead of keep hanging around those people. Because the only thing it would have proved, Jason, if Tiffany would have kept hanging around that family, is that she is innocent. There was no harm, no foul, no none of that. This was innocent. It was a misunderstanding on set. We never meant for any of the kids to feel the way that they feel. If we went too far, we apologize. But that is not our intention. We were literally just trying to do a funny PSA with a little dark humor behind it. I understand it comes across differently, especially since we didn't have like a professional set and whatnot and lighting and all of that stuff. It makes it look a little sketchy, like a snuff film, but that's not what it was. That never happened. She just disappeared. Why? There's been this rumor circulating that Tiff Haddish and the mother of Jane and John Doe were in a romantic relationship with each other. It's stated in the Daily Beast that the mother stated that her and Tiffany were super, super close. So a lot of people were taking that as, hey, maybe they were in a relationship with one another. Tiffany Haddish has come forward before and stated that she was in a lesbian relationship, but it was with an Emmy. So yeah. As far as I'm concerned, this is false. I think that it was just a connection. I think that the woman met Tiff at the comedy show, a comedy circuit. Tiff and her had a couple things in common, engaging the fans after shows and stuff like that. They clicked immediately. The woman told Tiff about her having children, and I think that Tiff was interested in the children. She may have shown her pictures of the kids or met up with Tiffany after that with the children, and then Tiffany may have looked at that as her opportunity to bring these kids and groom them so that they can trust her so that she can use them later. That's just what I'm getting from it, honestly. If Aries Spears told Tiffany, especially Aries having more clout than Tiff had within that moment, that, hey, find me some kids for this skit, I feel like she may have done that. I mean, it's not far-fetched. So I do not believe the rumor that Tiff and this woman may have been romantic with each other. I don't think that. I just think that they were simply friends. I do. I think that the relationship was more genuine on the mother of the Jane and John Doe. I think the relationship was more serious to her. Like, this is my real friend, happy to have Tiffany in her life. And I think Tiffany was just using her, honestly, to try to get what she wanted. And she did just that. She succeeded. And it's not a coincidence that right after 2013, and in 2013, Tiffany started to blow up. I will keep you all posted on information about this relationship, but as far as I have seen with the lawsuit and the court documents and the complaints, there has been nothing stated that Tiffany Haddish and the mother of Jane and John Doe have been intimate with each other at all. It's just a bunch of people going around expressing information that they have no facts on. They just want to make the story juicy or a reason for you to click or watch their video. But just know, as of now, there's nothing like that. I don't believe in lying on people or making a story salacious just to appease others. I don't believe in doing that. So there is nothing. Then with this lawsuit, I am very annoyed with people saying that this is a money grab, because what do? If you go to therapy and therapy isn't enough, you go and try and talk to the people like your sister and whatnot that you went through this with, so maybe y'all can find some type of peace or solace with the situation. Your mother is a mess because she feels like she's let you down, which she did. She let you down on many different levels, and she's already beating herself up about it on a day-to-day basis. So it just sounds like the family is in ruin. But if the person that did this to you, if they're all over billboards, you go to the movies and you see their posters plastered everywhere, you try to go on Netflix or Hulu or something, and you keep seeing the people that did this to you, it makes life hard. It makes it so that the therapy and stuff like that really doesn't do anything, because what you truly want is for them to pay, and not in currency. You want them to pay. You want them to be arrested. You want something done. It's like these people just got to do whatever they wanted to do to me, and they are free. They're living their lives. They're fabulous, all of that, while I'm sitting over here with depression and anxiety, completely stressed, don't trust anyone, not even my own family. You're going through all of these things. It's not fair. And if the police don't do anything about it, which they have not, you have to start somewhere. So lawsuits can be very helpful within bringing charges up against people, especially if what you are suing them for is true. So if you sue them because they did some type of CSA to you and it's proven in court and you win your lawsuit, it's easier to file charges on that person after that. That can be used in court. They were sued for set things and they were found guilty of it because they lost their lawsuit. That can be helpful to get other things done. So for people, oh, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. Sometimes it's truly not, because money is not going to fix this situation. It's not going to make the situation better, but it could be their road to recovery. It could be the helpful thing that gets them out of this funk. Maybe they can start trusting people again and be ready to go out in the world if these two people that hurt and harmed them aren't there. They're locked up and thrown away somewhere. It's a little easier to join society again. I love you all. Hit like and subscribe on this video if you haven't already. I will keep you updated on everything Tiffany and Aries Spears. I will keep you updated. I love you. Until the next video. Bye.